Today I'm going to be taking some cuttings of my Clematis montana grandiflora. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you will have seen the grandiflora in full bloom. I'll put up some pictures so you can have a look if you have missed that. But basically it's a lovely clematis, and I want to try and clone it so I can have a few more in reserve. So I'm going to be showing you the method I'm going to be using to do that. I like to use a 50-50 mix of seed sowing compost or seed and cutting compost mixed with perlite. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up in a little tub. So there we have a 50-50 mix of seed compost and perlite, and now I'm going to decant it into a little pot. And then what I like to do is give it a little tap down just to kind of settle the medium into the pots. And I'll just give them a pre-moisten. I like to water the pots before I stick the cuttings. So once again, I've got all my tools at the ready. I've got my rooting 2-in Clonex rooting hormone gel. Barely got any in the bottom, so I'm going to have to be sticking the cuttings directly in there, which I wouldn't normally do, but I need to order some more of that really. I've got my pots with the rooting medium pre-moistened in and ready. Little dibbler for making holes, and a cup of coffee obviously. So basically at this time of year, when the clematis has finished flowering, it starts to send out really long vines, which you can see there, and they are ideal for taking cuttings of. So what you want to do is select a vine which is preferably not too tangled up. So this one over here, you can see is quite a nice long vine, and you want to cut it as close to the main plant as you can. So I'm going to cut it about here. So preparing the cuttings is slightly different to what you would normally do with most plants. So most plants you would cut just below a leaf node, because that's where the greatest concentration of undifferentiated cells are, which will then form roots. However, with certain vining plants like clematis, and honeysuckle as well I think is the same, you do internodal cuttings. So you've got your node here, a leaf node there, so you'd want to cut in between them. So that's what I'm going to do with these cuttings. So that's where I cut it off the main plant, so I'll just trim it down to about there, and then cut above that leaf node there, and then you're left with this stem with 2 leaves on it. Now you don't want to keep both leaves on there, because otherwise the plant will lose too much moisture. So I like to clip one of the leaves off, and then you're left with that. And then ordinarily I would pour a little bit of this gel into a little dish to avoid contamination, but there's hardly any in the bottle, so I'm just going to dip this straight in there. Dip it in there, give it a little squidge around. You can see got a nice coating of the gel on the stem there, and then all you need to do is pop it in. Don't think I even need to kind of dip this one, so I'm going to just pop it in the very edge there, and it should just slide into the pot like so, leaving the leaf hanging over the edge. So I'm going to do the same with the rest of them now. And yeah, basically you just keep doing the same procedure along the length of the vine you've removed. Again, you might want to kind of just trim that one down a bit there, and then clip just above that leaf node there. And then just cut off one of the leaves, leaving that. And then dip into the rooting gel, give it a little squish around, got some on there, and again pop it into the edge of the pot like so. So I'm going to carry on and do the rest of this vine and a couple more other vines. Okie doke, so we've got two pots with several cuttings in. The sun's beating down on them now, so I need to get them into my little propagation tub. There is another pot with some spare rooting medium in, so I might take some cuttings of something else now as well. So I've made a little space in my propagation tote, and I'm going to just pop those in there. There's not an awful lot of room in here actually by the looks of it. I think the pots I've chosen are a bit big. Hopefully if I just if I pop that one there, that should be okay. I try not to let too many of the leaves touch the inside of the box, because I don't want that to sort of trigger leaf rot or anything like that. So yeah, they should be nice in there. As I said before, that box doesn't get direct sunlight. So yeah, I'm just going to seal that up. Clear some of those leaves off the top. And yeah, so clematis cuttings do tend to take a little while to root, so you're looking at probably at least a month. But fingers crossed we'll get some rooting, and obviously I shall show you when that happens. So again, I hope everyone has a good day. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again next time.